Welcome to Groundswell.
This is a space for conversations at the edge of change, where patterns of culture and consciousness shape the world we're actually living in.
I'm Chloe.
And I'm Sam.
Let's get into the shit.
We're so much more. We're so much more than what we've been told. That's a thread we have woven through all of these conversations. And every single time, it just reminds me and affirms what I already know, which is we are spirits and we are souls living on this earth.
We're having a spiritual experience. No one is exempt from that. We're spirits inhabiting bodies. We're having a spiritual experience. And I feel like that kind of leads us into what we're going to get into today, which is about how religion has kind of co-opted spirituality in a way. And I feel like it disenfranchises it in a way alongside Christianity. There's obviously a lot of different nuance between different religions, but our experience growing up in the United States, Christianity is what we're most accustomed to. And the real shit of leaving Christianity is that when you feel so oppressed by a religion, then it actually almost makes you hate the concept of spirituality. And it's not like love is real and they talk about that shit in the Bible. It's not that everything in the Bible is wrong or bad. It's just it's spirituality.
Yeah. And I think the big thing that we want to support today is that spirituality is not a religion. Spirituality is our beingness. It's literally just who we are. So it's not necessarily something to follow, though we are returning back to right relationship with the living world. And the living world is all around us. It's in animate objects, it's in inanimate objects, because everything is spiritual.
Everything. The visual that I oftentimes use to describe this to other people at school is that spirituality is kind of like the ocean that we're living in. It's encompassing everything. It's everything. And religion, it's like a submarine or a bubble. It's this bubble is Christianity, but it is within the entire ocean, which is spirituality. So it's spirituality is all encompassing, and we can all interpret it multiple ways. That was the other thing that I was going to say, is that a lot of times when I talk about spirituality, especially in education or academia, spaces, people often revert to, it's supposed to be separation of church and state. And it's spirituality is not religion, number one. And
it's not.
You can be any religion and still interact with spirituality. So it's again, the excuse to strip learning spaces from spirituality, by politicizing it. I think that more people are awakening to the fact that it is our experience.
Truly. And I mean, I even think back to my journey here, right? I grew up in the Midwest. And so Christianity was just the fabric of the world that I lived in, the fabric of my reality. And I wouldn't necessarily say that I grew up in an intensified religious dogma, but I was Catholic. We went to church every Sunday. For a while, I went to a private school, so I was also going to church every Friday, as part of my school's curriculum. And so when I began to follow my soul's and my spirit's thread, I had to do a lot of reworking around even the word God. God to me now is just this great source energy. It's definitely not a he. I can tell you that for fucking sure. My God is a she. She is creation. She is life. And so I think for me,
well, gender is a social construct. Just gonna say that.
Yeah, exactly. So divine feminine. That's my God is a divine feminine. But really, like, what we're kind of sharing is like a way of exploring spirituality as a way of like relating to life. So, like, not as a religion, not as an institution, but really as a recognition that we are souls participating in the living and interconnected world. Like, if you still sleep with like a fucking teddy bear, that teddy bear has a spirit, right? Like, it doesn't matter that it's not necessarily like breathing, but it has soul, it has memory.
Well, and just like another noticing, it's like we kind of get told these things that we're supposed to practice in like self-care, and sometimes they get packaged in weird ways, but like there's real there's a truth behind like going and touching grass, right? Like there's a truth behind why nature actually does regulate and ground us, and why it is so important that we like make the conscious effort to connect with nature even in our, cities.
I'm making a connection to people who like claim they don't feel connected to nature. And to that, I would potentially say, like, we are distracting ourselves by the buzz of like a manufactured reality. And it is, again, like a muscle to like drop yourself into nature and be in that peace and be in that quiet and like listen to birds chirp and like listen to the wind whisper through the trees. Like, that is where we can drop into our like deeper intelligence, but our comfortability is just being like, go, 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 go in this, concrete jungle that we've created around us in this
And
productivity culture.
in a way, like our awareness is the activation. Like
1,000%. It's the
noticing these
lucidity,
things. Yes.
like just being lucid in the world and realizing that that lucidity is magic. Like when you can
'Cause we
start to experience magic in the world around you.
because I talk about how school separates you from yourself, but actually we're disconnected from many things. And I heard someone speak about this on TikTok where they were talking about the concept of fragmentation because technology is new and like we're now all able to have like very different experiences like than even our neighbor because of like what our sphere of like understanding and like rhetoric and like media, right? Like we're not all watching the same things that are on the TV that has 10 channels. You know what I mean? Like we're not connected to people in the same way that we're experiencing a lot of the same things. And so like this concept of like feeling like because we're all so disconnected, we're like we need to get back to a place where we're remembering like our connectedness, you know?
Yeah, no, 1,000%. And like, we're like longing for that, right? Like it's the astrology of the time. Like we're coming online. We're desperate for connection, for meaning, for something that is like more true to us again. And we've talked about this again before, that like everything is a mirror. So the ecological crises that we are seeing like on our planet are a manifestation of our disconnection and our lack of relationship with the living world.
Mhm. She's talking to us.
Yes,
Literally
she's
speaking
talking
us,
to
just like our
us.
bodies, so like everything that's happening within us. And then I was just thinking about like the fact that it's like kind of a cliche now that like if you're over 30, you're like going to become like a bird watcher. And how like we both know a lot of people, including your partner, Rachel, and like several of my close friends, some people that I know that have birded for like a while, but like I know quite a few people who are just now getting into it. And I'm now wondering if that actually has something to do with our need to like want to feel grounded and like connected.
Well, we're also switching from earth energy to air energy. So,
That
like,
makes so much sense.
yeah. So, despite the fact that we're like literally looking up to the sky and like seeing birds, we're like literally seeing birds now. And we were talking about this
Duh.
yesterday.
Okay.
Duh. We were talking about this just yesterday. Like, I feel like I'm like seeing things more clearly. Like, I'm suddenly falling in love with your cat, Kyle. And we were gone for a few days, came back to Willow, my cat, and she is just this like gorgeous lioness. Like she's literally orange, long haired. She sparkles in the sun. And I feel like when we got back from our trip, I say this all the time, but she just felt like even more like a goddess to me. So, like, things are feeling really vivid right now and specifically related to the birds. I feel like I've been seeing their like wing shape more clearly. Like I'm like seeing the angles of the wing shape. The details of nature are feeling more vivid than ever before.
Mm. Again, the magic of awareness. You're like,
Well, and
wow,
it's our
there's actually so much
ancient
here. Yeah.
it's our ancient knowledge as well. It's our ancient DNA. So like for all of, humankind, human history, we have interacted with the natural world as a guide.
Mm.
It only makes sense that it is turning on more deeply for us, that we are like being forced to take notice in a way. We can't ignore it.
I love that.
Across cultures, people are rediscovering practices that foster relationship with the land, seasons, animals, and place. And this is connecting so much to what we were talking about yesterday when we were just talking in energetic language, like Sag Sun plus Mercury. And then we were
Mhm.
talking about how that energy is like a wildfire, and how there are like literally wildfires right now kind of ripping across Colorado. So
Mhm.
like it is creating devastation, and also it is an opportunity for regeneration. We need to be listening. We need to be listening to what the world is trying to tell us.
Mhm. Yes. And I mean, like we've talked about this too, like the whole, like the power, like the fact that we're still on fossil fuels doesn't make any sense when like energy is
None.
free. We literally have the sun, like the
It is free, it is
geothermal stuff.
abundant, it is infinite. We know that our world functions from 4 core elements: earth, air, fire, water. Like all of those are energetic generators.
And anyone who's like practiced any sort of magic, like I feel like knows that you call in the elements because duh, that is where all the energy comes from, right? Like
Literally,
it
duh.
just literally duh. I think that this goes back to like
Ah!
indigenous beliefs and why I think a lot of people are like turning back to like how do we communicate with the land, because obviously indigenous people all over the world have been known for being able to communicate with the land. And like restorative justice, though poorly implemented within the system, is still a practice of like indigenous people wanting to communicate and to like collaborate and find meaning together. And so like again back to this whole idea of like spirituality being so much more than religion. Sure, you
Yeah,
can
it's
learn
just
about religion. Spirituality is literally what you're seeing in the world.
it's the relationships you keep. We're not masters of this world. Humans are not the masters of Earth. We are in participation with it. And I think that remembering that is going to be our biggest reckoning. And that is the paradigm shift, especially between patriarchal leadership and matriarchal leadership.
It's through connection with ourselves that we like then remember that it's about connection with the earth, which I think is
Yeah.
like the reminder on relationship rather than identity. And I think that that is like the spiritual experience. Like the spiritual experience is the relationship that you have with yourself first. And then also the outer world, how you interact with like things outside of you. The work within yourself is really the most important.
Yeah, it's what's calling in everything. Like when you are showing up true to yourself and you're showing up true to yourself in relationship with the world, like it just feels more held. Like you just feel more supported. You know, you're not alone. And so, like, even something as clean as like having an animal symbol out in the world. We were talking to Cameron about this in a previous episode, but like, she feels connected to like bunnies, and I feel connected to ladybugs.
Hummingbirds.
One literally showed up on the patio when we were working a few days ago.
Yeah, there's like two that come like every single morning.
Yeah.
Like for like the last like week or so, every single morning two come. And like you also even gave me some art that's hanging in my house that's hummingbirds. And when I was like a
Mm,
lot younger, like
yeah.
we used to always like watch like a lot of hummingbirds came to our house also.
I love that. Just like feeling that connection again fuels me personally.
And moths. Like I
Mm.
love a pretty like dark moth that feels like it connects
Yeah.
very well. And when I was grocery shopping, there was like a really big and beautiful moth that came up and landed right on me. And there
Oh,
was like an employee that was like, we literally have already tried to get this moth out like before. Like we got it outside and it came back in.
oh my God. It was waiting for you to land on and then just be guided back outside.
I was like, it's a good sign. I like it.
I love that. Well, okay. And also, like, the hit I'm getting right now as well is like tarot, for example. Like, how tarot is a symbolic system that humans made from patterns that we can divinate spirit through. So, if you're feeling like you're blocked or you want some guidance, like, these are images and patterns of the human lived experience that when you inquire within, they will divinate back to you the kind of
Mhm.
answers you're seeking, right? Like it's a call and response world. Like we can ask and receive direction.
Mm. Yeah, we could ask.
We can ask for help. Like our ancestors, our spirit guides, everyone who is in the ether supporting us, even the people in the world around us. Like the other hit I'm now getting is the example with Flores and you trying
Yeah.
to like open the can. Can you share that story?
Oh yeah. I made a smoothie in like a magic bullet type thing and it wouldn't open. And I was like also doing laundry. So I was like trying to open it for a while. I was like hitting it against my counter. I was like hitting it with a knife. Like it was probably like 15 minutes of me trying to open it. And then I was like, I'm just gonna leave it for a minute. And then I was like, I know tons of witches. So I bet if I just post this on like my friends only story and just like ask for someone to help me with this, then surely they will. And I posted it. I like kind of did a few other things. I maybe waited like 10 minutes. I came back to it. I tried a little bit and then it just popped open. And I was like, praise the Lord. Like I really wanted the smoothie, which was like also frustrating for me because I was like hungry. And so yeah, it opened. I came back and sat down, and then I opened my messages, and yeah, like one of our friends, Flores, had responded to it. I was like, so I'm gonna need someone to will this open for me. And she goes, I just did. Did it work? And it like it had.
Yeah, I love
So
that. We
beautiful.
love you, Flores.
Shout out Flores.
It's so amazing. I absolutely
Yeah.
love that. Oh
Well,
my
and I
gosh,
think
it's
that's like
2222.
that comes from like again the larger framework that like the oppression is spiritual.
Mm,
Like we can name it a lot of different things. A lot of people are having very nuanced experiences of the oppression because of things like race, class, gender, like all these different like very societal things. But I think in a larger whole, it's like when we're stripped from our ability to remember that our life is a spiritual experience, like we're stripped from a lot of joy.
yes.
Like there's so much joy in like seeing a hummingbird or having these messages from spirit, but you do have to be like present and like looking for them. So I guess really where we're moving into is how do we navigate with this now? So we've kind of like named that spirituality is actually just like everything, and that religion is a small bubble that exists within it. And like we can see this a lot in our our world. Like, I'm sure everyone had connections that listens to this that talked about those things, right?
Yes.
The nature, the connecting with your body, touching grass. And now, like, now that we know those things, like, how do we navigate with this? Like, now that we understand this information, like, what way can we transform and alchemize our reality so that we're, yeah, using the energy? What do you think,
Yes.
Sam?
I think it's this idea of recognizing that you really are a participant of and you are in relationship with the world, and where um, society and culture and religion and institution has tried to like make us forget that is that it has been externally validated. So you have to go to something else to like get something. When
Yeah.
really like all the power is within and your power is a mirror to other people's power. Like we are the motherfucking electricity, okay? Like we are the energetic field. Our consciousness, our intelligence has the capacity to literally change the world. Like it is changing. It is beginning to change. A couple of friends had gotten together and we had like gone to the park, I don't know, sometimes last year. And this example came and hit me again and just like reminded me of my past. But we were kind of talking about our like bodies of work. And I was like, I feel like my life's work, my body of work is like literally to be my truest self, to be myself. And one of our friends who is also an amazing creative, an amazing artist, hey Shay, was like, "Oh, you have it so easy."
And then when you told me this story, we were remembering that Shay was like, lucky.
I know, it's so
But then,
funny.
like, also just like the concept of reciprocity as a spiritual practice, I think is so beautiful because it kind of brings in the whole like you have to give to in order to receive. And I mean, I know so many people and I've met so many people in my life who are like rather stingy. And then
Mm,
because of that, that is how they experience things. You know what I mean? That continues to be true in their reality. When I think that the more generous I am, like I believe that's what's comes back to me, you know? And that's like proven to be true. I've always been very lucky. Like sure, it's not so give and take always that if you're giving, you're getting it back from the same person, but the universe is taking care of you in other ways. Like the number of times I
totally.
get like a free coffee or like you've had the same experience too. Like, I mean, I'm always getting a discount on something. And my whole life that has been true. But I've always been like, I tip a lot. Like, I just am somebody who spends a couple extra dollars to like make someone feel like they did a good job. If they did, you know, like,
Yes, and
so
what's coming up for me too is this idea of like not hiding yourself, like not hiding what it is that you have to give, which is generosity. Like our inherent design is to be generous, but our capitalist society has said hoard, gatekeep, keep your pile, don't share your pile. And what it connected most to me is something you had also said yesterday, which is like, when I can tell that someone is literally just speaking their pure thought, like I feel so much more connected to them. Like I want
mm,
to be around them as well. And so, like, it again always connects back to like, don't censor yourself, be a voice in this world, be generous, be giving, trust the reciprocity.
especially like women. I mean, again, it just comes back to our patterning of like being told that like being likable is of value to you. And like in all fairness, it used to be a survival tactic. I mean, it still
Yeah.
is in a way. You know what I mean? Like being being likable is going to keep you safe in a lot of situations, truly, as a woman. So I think there's like some acknowledgement of the reality there, but then there's also the like, okay, now we can awaken because we finally are in a time where women can live independently of men, which just like was not always true
Yeah. And just like be free.
and
The
still isn't
visual,
true for everyone, you
yeah.
know?
The visual I'm having is like a lyric in a song, and it talks about like laying naked in the noon sun and someone like finding her and then it being like called witchcraft and then being like executed for like literally laying in the noon sun. And so if I were to like connect back just this like navigation of like being a spirit in a body, it's that like be brave enough to like lay naked in the noon sun.
Presence over performance.
Presence over performance. Speak your truths. Like just be your spirit force, be your life force, be your love force. The world needs you.
Yeah. And then curiosity over certainty is another one that I love. Because again, I think we just get like so conditioned to be very closed off when in actuality, if we remain open, if we remain curious, but like that kind of comes back to something that's been coming up for us a lot recently is that it almost seems like people don't know how to ask questions. And for me,
Yes.
I'm like, we were not taught to ask questions, truly.
We've just been told what to do. And so we've just been following the course of being told what is available, what it is that we can do, rather than thinking beyond into the seen and the unseen. So we've noticed that we feel separate and we've been taught that we are separate, but we are not separate. So just taking stock of the fact that we are not separate.
And then naming how that is showing up in the world is really the deeper pattern that we've been like conditioned to believe. So again, by stripping us of the concept of spirituality, by disconnecting us from things, that's how we're able to see it in the world.
I also like love this word inherited. Like these are constructs that we inherited, which means that we can change the story and we can be future ancestors, better future ancestors by inheriting something different.
We've kind of been conditioned to think that a lot of things are like our fault. And so then sometimes we inherently feel bad and don't want to accept the fact that we're doing things that are hurtful to other people. People can't see it for themselves. And it's because they feel so guilty. And it's like, just remember, this is not your fault. Like, this is just us waking up to the conditions of the world that we all are a part of. And we're all simultaneously manifesting.
Yes. Yeah, exactly. Like we're inheriting ancestral stories, but we are also ancestors. So we get to rewrite it. And so ultimately, spirituality just asks us to relate to the world as if it's alive.
That's so beautiful. Yeah. So to actually touch grass, well, it's not really about like what you do as much as that you are connected with yourself. And I think that's like that message is cutting through to people with that whole Neptune and Aries, like the more embodiment we're feeling now, we're feeling like, okay, well, we don't want to just do stuff that we're being told. Like, we want to do stuff that makes sense to us for our spiritual experience, truly. Our ability to be grounded, because we're all very different. We're different, but we're connected.
I think it reminds me of the mantra that has like recently come to me, which is just, I am alive. Like literally in any moment you can return to I am alive. And that feels really good to me.
If this resonated, feel free to share it and keep the conversation going with people in your world. Reach out to us at groundswellpod@gmail.com for literally anything else.
You can work with us individually too. Chloe at chloehudson.org and me, Sam, at heymadwoman.com. You'll find links to all that plus our Substack in the show notes. Thanks for being part of the shift.